But we got smashed, bro.
3, 2, 1, go! What's up? It's your boy over here back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. This is episode 333. Can y'all believe that we've been going at this for 333 episodes? Can y'all believe that?
That's crazy. Seemed like it was just yesterday.
What'd you say?
It seems like it was just yesterday.
Does it? Straight
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But what's up, people? Let me know who you is as you jump into the comment section. We got a lot to explore on tonight. This outrage, is it fake? Is it real? Is it justified? With that Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Shadows. We also got to talk about why you PlayStation 4 fans haven't migrated over to the PlayStation 5. What is going on? 50%? 50% still playing on the PlayStation 4 with all these graphics. We gotta talk about Switch. Wait a minute, why is somebody laughing so hard?
You funny, man. You funny. They don't know the truth. I know the truth.
You know, see, there y'all go. What did we say in the comment section? When you assume, see, I'm not even doing anything yet. Anyway. You do know where I'm going with this. So anyway.
You heard the yet, though. You heard that, right, Keith?
Yeah.
You're right, exactly.
Welcome. They messed up the music, y'all. We gotta start it over because they trying to ruin what's gonna take place on tonight. Anyway, we gotta talk about Switch surpassing the PS in Japan. Talk about that as well. And a few other things. What's up, Nia? Welcome to the show. She said, hello, fellow African Americans. Yeah, we are African Americans. Why are y'all mad at Ubisoft? We have to explore all these reasons for outrage. What's going on? What's the fuss about? Hello. All right, that's Keith and thing. Oh, that's K-Bump. But anyway, welcome to the show. Come on, let me know who else in here. I see more than one. Nia's not the only one here. Who else is in the comment sections? Who's listening live? Let me know who you is. Let me know who you are. Don't be shy. We won't bite. K-Bum might fight, but he won't bite. Don't worry about it. He bark, but his bite is not vicious. Don't worry about K-Bum. Don't worry about Mr. Norris. I deal with him all day, every day. And I fight him off. Anyway, welcome to the show, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and just leave the clip on that.
Welcome to the show. Okay, but they don't even know what I'm talking about while you up there talking about leaving. They have no idea. So we got a little bit to talk about tonight. We're going to get into what you've been gaming on. We're going to talk about Yasuke. I think that's how you say it. Yasuke and this outrage. Huh?
Yasuke.
Yasuke. Okay, Yasuke. And this outrage. We're going to explore all the information that has dropped around this game. Are we still excited? What's the other girl's name? I can't think of the Asian, girl name, the ninja. What's her name? If y'all know her name in the comment section, huh?
I said I don't think I ever knew.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look up her name.
Naoi.
Okay. Chariot Man, welcome to the show. Got to get on that Hellblade 2. No, you don't. Whatever you do, you make sure you got a whole day to play because you will be done one day. But no, we got to talk about that too. Are any of you guys getting Hellblade 2? Have y'all been anticipating that game?
I didn't beat the first one. I love seeing the graphics and everybody talk about it, but nah, it ain't on the radar for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Mr. K Bum, are you planning on getting? I know you played the first one.
Yeah, I played the first one. I'm not in any rush to play this one.
Okay.
I'll eventually play it, but I'm not in any rush to play it.
So you saying it's not a system seller? It's not going to move systems?
I mean, I don't know how many times I've said that in our chat, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's private. We got to bring what's said private to the chat. I'm
I,
asking
I've
you if this going to make you go get the Xbox Series
I
X.
have said many times in the chat that I don't know why they chose this game to be the face of their Xbox. This is a niche type of game. This is not a system seller. This is a indie game that they have touted as a triple A game. It's a very good indie game made by smaller studios, but it's not a game that's gonna. It's not. You can't compare this to God of War, right? You can't compare this to the
Wait a
system
minute.
sellers.
The facial animations, the graphics. What are you talking about? You can't compare it to God of War.
You can't compare it to God of War. You can't compare it to Halos. You can't compare it to Gears. You can't compare it to the Mario's, the Mario Karts. It's not a system seller. It's a niche. It's a good game. It's probably a good game. The first
It's
one was a good game, but it's not a game that makes you say, you know what, I have to go play this game. So therefore, I have to go sell whatever I got to sell, do what I got to do to buy this system to play this game. I don't think this game was did it, and I don't even know why they chose to choose this as the face because the gameplay of it was never set up to be that type of game. But that's my
Hold on.
opinion.
Let's be clear. Who chose it? Is it the Xbox or was it Microsoft? Who chose this?
There's a
Hey,
lot
who's that?
going on.
Somebody
There's a
somebody
lot
chose
going
it,
on. I would say
and
at the time it had to be Xbox because Microsoft was kind of in the background, even though they stepped up to the front.
No,
Clearly,
let me clear up. Xbots
oh
or
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah. Did they champion this game and try to make it seem like it was the second coming?
I
Because I feel
think
like they did.
I think like both did. I give credit to both. I would say Xbox and Xbot. Xbox. Anyway, we're not. I see where you're going with that, Keith. I'm not. We're not going. We're not going to blame the. We're not going to blame the gamers.
yeah, we will.
We're going to blame the gamers. Really?
It's a
Oh
setup.
man,
This is a setup.
We're going to
bro,
blame the gamers?
gamers know they
It's
can be
not a
wrong.
setup. Look,
Get out of
y'all.
here.
Y'all go. Look, people. We get to that later. We get into that later. We
Pick
ain't
it
got to
up.
go there right now.
So
So.
pick it up.
So, but welcome to the show, man. We here. Who else in here? I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss anybody. We got Cherry Man. Yeah. So I guess oh man, I finished Xbox, not Xbox, but X-Men 97. And I also go ahead.
Fourth episode. Don't spoil us.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't gonna say anything. My mouth is shut. I'm gonna. I know you said you were still going through it, but it is good. I also finished Shogun, and that's amazing. Shogun is amazing on Hulu. I don't know if you got Disney Plus or the whole package. Do yourself a service and go binge out on the Shogun. Man, the storyline is just amazing to me. To me, it's right under like a Game of Thrones and all that. To me, it's pretty good. Anything else? Anything else?
You know what I want to watch that I didn't watch that kind of slipped under my radar?
What's that?
Yasuke. I didn't watch this on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I started it. It didn't catch me. I started it. I did. I started it. It's not like the Blue Samurai. It's not as it's not as good as Blue Samurai. Blue Eye Samurai.
I started this too. So this is the one with Keith Stanford.
Yeah, it ain't that. It ain't all that. It ain't all that, man. But maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I need to give it another look. What was I about to say? I can't think of what I was about to say. Oh yeah, y'all gonna check out Dune 2? It came to Max.
Hey, one more time. What was that?
Dune 2. the second part of
Oh
Doom.
yes.
That's out on Max now. I plan on watching that too.
I plan on watching it. What y'all think about the first one?
Good.
Amazing.
Yeah. K-Bum.
I feel
Is,
it is.
Keith, do you hear me agreeing with K-Bum? It is what he said.
I know I'm over here trying to figure out how to mix it up a little bit.
Oh, we gonna mix it up. Oh, this.
How do I instigate?
If y'all don't know, today we would not agree at all. It's gonna be some mixing, some sword slashing, shield blocking today. So last week we was PC. Today we shall get into the trenches. Cause I will not hold back after that onslaught in the chat. We will fight it out here before our fan base. But anyway, we'll do that later. So K-Bum, Keith, get ready. I'm coming for you next. No, I'm not. I'm not coming. I kid. I'm joking. They know I'm joking. Anyway, anything else? Are we gonna go into what you've been gaming on?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
You know what time it is? It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on.
So who going first? Who wants to take the floor? I know y'all been getting some gaming in because y'all been talking about it.
Yeah, I get this.
All right.
So,
No. Let K-Bum go first. You go first every time, Keith. Don't let K-Bum go first. It is game. No, go ahead, Keith. I'm playing.
You don't say it like I'm forced to keep the go first.
You always trying to act like you gotta go last. Like Keith gotta go first.
I'm telling y'all, this is a carryover from the comment section. This is Kerry. He came here ready to be on one. He probably got a good argument in with the wife before he came down here. He is ready to go.
Actually, my wife is up your way. My wife left me, man. She dissed me. I walked in the door, got a smooch and a prayer for safe travels, and she was gone. Kids and all. I'm on bachelor mode to Tuesday. So she up in your neighborhood with the families. So yeah, I'm on my own now. So yeah, I'm ready to argue.
Maybe
I'm
that's
ready.
the lonely talking there.
It's lonely talk. Nah.
Frustration.
Now go ahead, man. Who going first?
Yeah. So I got a little game in.
Man.
When I say little, I mean little. And I only got a chance to game this past weekend. And I played on Tales of Kenzara. I think I got on chapter 4. I think I told y'all that. And the only reason I got on chapter 4 is because I know K-Bun said he wanted to talk about the game a little bit. So I was like, let me make sure I can, add to the conversation. And then I played another little small game. I actually bought it after or during the podcast, and I started to download it, but I said nothing. I haven't even alluded to this game that I purchased, and that is Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes!
Ghost of Tsushima!
Yes!
Okay, Valley!
I got it on PS4.
He got that Ghost of Tsushima. That Ghost of Tsushima. That Ghost of Tsushima. Hey, swords and shields. Swords and shields. They don't do it like us. Anyway, let me stop. They not like us. I was finna mess with that. But anyway, well, you downloaded. That's a good game, Keith. And you got it on a PC, right?
Yeah, I got it on PC and PS4.
Well, I know you had it on the PS4, but now you got the graphical glory.
And
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Yeah.
My GPU is screaming over here like this game is amazing. I know. I can hear you. You are screaming.
I almost
settings.
Literally, I almost put that game back in to play through it again. I'm still contemplating doing that. On playing from the get-go on the PlayStation 5.
It's amazing, man.
It is. That was
It's
probably
a great game too.
That was my favorite game of the PlayStation 4, if I'll be honest with you.
It's a great game.
I think
Yeah, I
even
can't
over
wait
God of War.
to actually get somewhere. And let me see, how long did I play that game? I only played from 77, so I played about an hour.
Oh, you didn't even get through the opening cutscene. Real good.
No. I just really wanted to see how it played, and I've been so busy. But I played a little bit of that. And it was actually, it looks good. 60 frames per second, you know what I'm saying? It's smooth.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
What is it, K-Bone? Is what?
Beautiful.
Man, slap yourself! I'm joking. I kid. Go ahead. So that's it, Keith? That's all you've been gaming on? Huh? Did he?
Yeah, that's it. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You back.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me get myself out the way. I intended on doing some games. Don't do me like that, y'all. Why y'all always do me like that?
Man, you by yourself, man. You don't get no game,
just now, I'm just now by myself. I wasn't all week long, K-Bone. She left today. So I had intentions on getting some gaming in from the last podcast. I wanted to catch up with you guys on Tales Kazaria, and that didn't happen. We tried to get on with some Hell Divers so I could have something to talk about. That didn't happen. So your boy didn't get no gaming in, but I told y'all, and I'm not joking, Elden Ring humbled a brother last year, but I'm going to humble Elden Ring.
Oh,
Mark
Lord.
my word. Mark my
words.
Mark my words. I am going to humble Elden Ring. I'm starting over. I'm rebuilding my guy. I think I made the wrong build. I'm going to watch some videos on the right build, and I'm going back in there, and I'm going to own some people. I'm going to own some over-the-top bosses, and I'm going to come back with the report of victory, and y'all going to sing the praises of Leveled Head. I can hear it in the air, cheers and glee and celebration for the triumph. Y'all should be already yelling and hollering. See, y'all dirty, man. Go ahead.
No, what I'm doing is I'm marking my calendar. It's May 23rd.
Thank you, Keith.
All of this energy. We're gonna see if it gets
Nia,
you know what I'm saying?
you don't believe your boy gonna do it? Nia, come on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put Elden Ring back in that PlayStation 5, and I'm gonna own it. Mark my words. I'm gonna come back and tell y'all I have completed, thus says the Lord. Well, me in this case.
With one hit of quitters and quit the game.
Wrong.
I probably will, but I'm going to try though. I'm going to try. I'm like, I bought this game and played it and just got humbled, running all over that map, not beating nobody. But I will. This is going to happen. But go ahead, K-Bum, it's your floor.
I got 2 words. Metroid Dread. But anyway.
Wait a minute. Wait. I made it to the final boss of Metroid Dread.
You beat?
I can beat it. I can beat that. That's not Elden Ring. No, I did not. Let's explain this.
I'll say
the reason I did not beat it is because the dude that's next to your face made me upset because he like, I'm beat it again. I was like, man, forget this game. I'm done. So I moved on to something else. But I'm at the final boss. All I got to do is throw it in. It ain't like I didn't play through the game. Elden Ring, I did nothing in Elden Ring but run. I actually got to the final boss in Metroid Dread. K-Bomb 20, I got to the final boss. And I got to the second. I got to the second stage of that final boss.
With LeBron, 4 and 12 of the finals.
Yeah, you sound like LeBron right now. Hey.
Listen to him.
I got to the finals.
I did.
I got to the finals more than Jordan. How about that? With your L's.
I almost sent y'all a video with them talking about, but I was like, y'all can't appreciate the quality of discussion on this video. I'm not gonna waste this goodness on y'all biased, tampered ears. I'm just gonna let it go on by. It's just a wasted.
Thank you for saving me
minute.
the
Come
minute.
on, man. We already 20 minutes in. Get your gaming out so we can go into these topics.
Thank you, Jesus. Okay. What I've been gaming on. Oh man, we already started this podcast. So what I've been gaming on is the usual suspects. I did get some time in with Tales of Kinzara. I beat Boss 3. So I'm just now moving into the. I just started when things get to flipping on the fourth act. So I'm there. Kind of pause it because the homies have been really wanting to play 2K as of yet late. So we've been grinding on 2K almost every night that we've been playing. So I'm kind of back on that. And good lord, 674 hours of 2K. Wow.
That's
Been
a lot of
playing
time.
that. Playing a little bit of the show.
I don't know how this dude be playing games. I don't just confuse it. How you be getting this much gaming in, man?
Yeah, I game when the wife goes to bed at about 9 o'clock, and then I usually game from 9 to about 12 or 9 to about 1. Yeah, what it is. Anyway, um, playing the show, playing the show. Played just an inch of Overwatch, not much. I did not play Hades this week, but I did download a game. Unlike Keith, I haven't played it yet, but I did download the game, Keith, because this game is now free. I've been wanting to play this game for the longest. I didn't want to pay much money for it, but it is free with my PlayStation Extra account. That game is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Hey, let's go. I gotta
So
finish the game.
I need me a
What
single
you? Wait a
player.
minute. Hold up. You snuck something in there, Keith. What you say? You got a what?
I said I didn't finish that game. See,
You didn't.
See?
Oh, there's a game. Keith didn't slap yourself.
Oh, here we go.
You know why I didn't finish
Make
it?
somebody feel like a part.
I didn't finish it because it was on Google Stadia.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, okay. I give you
It
that.
don't exist
I
no
give you
more.
that. I give you that. Okay. All right. I give you that. Well, when it comes to the PlayStation, the Switch 2, I get it on the Switch 2. I get it on the Switch 2 when it come over there. Okay, but
So
I get on the Switch
so
2.
I'm gonna give a try to the Red Dead Redemption. There's still another game. It's weird, man. And I did the same thing with the first game.
He is,
I
Neil.
got
He's the only gamer here. We all casuals.
I gotta get back into The Last of Us 2. I haven't played it yet. I gotta get back into it. I kind of fell out of love with it when the wife stopped watching me playing. Because that was kind of our thing we were doing. We were like once a couple days a week we would sit down and watch me play. So she hasn't done that, so I haven't really been into it. But I got to play that for my single player, and there's another game I want to play, but that I haven't got yet. But I'm gonna hold that until I actually play it.
You got another game that you ain't gonna share what it is?
No, I haven't even downloaded yet. So I'm not gonna share it until I download it.
Oh, okay.
I gotta pay. I gotta pay some money to get it, but I know which game I want to get and play. But until I get it, it's gonna stay on the back burner.
Okay, all right. All right, shouts out to DJ Fanatic, man. Welcome to the show, bro. Let me what he say. He said, what'd you say?
I said there would be no Stadia hate in the chat, Nia.
Ain't no shade.
Stadia hate.
Keith, you the one said Google come and they go. You said they never stick with what they put out. So you called it from the gate. So you spoke into existence.
And he wished he wasn't right.
Yeah, he was right. He said, man, the only thing about Google is they start stuff and they don't be consistent and stick with it. They start it and move on. They don't support it. So let's see. So we got a little bit to discuss tonight. And I guess we need to start with is it Yasuke? How you say it?
Yasuke.
Yasuke. I want to say Yasuke. 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 No, anyway. And all this controversy that is surrounding this IP. I don't understand the Outrage. We watched the trailer last week. We really didn't discuss it. We wasn't really tripping that hard because it's Assassin's Creed. But after, vacating the podcast, I got a chance to go read. I think maybe it was UK Bum. No. It was Keith who kind of shared some of the comments that were under it on X, right? Wasn't that you, Keith? And these comments just had me puzzled. And then, we all like Mighty Keith. He always seems to capture you big lip baboon. Anyway, don't do that. I ain't gonna do that. But he seems to capture the essence of what's going on very well. I suggest y'all go watch his video on Assassin's Creed Shadows. But I guess the question we have to ask is, and we're going to explore for a little bit, is why are y'all mad at this character and these characters and Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed?
Yasuke.
Yasuke.
Look go, Miss Teacher. Just gotta make sure we are getting it right. That's why them babies probably love you. Yasuke. Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's not Yasuke. Okay, Keith, you was wrong. It's Yasuke.
Why I got she not right?
She not right, Neil?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, Yasuke.
If Nia says right, I am there to believe that she is right.
So let's go into this. I meant to have this stuff pulled up before now, and I did on some of it, but not all of it. So I'm gonna play the trailer. But what? And in the comment section, why do y'all think people are upset with this character? I heard folks saying that he's not a real Japanese character. He's not a real life character. All these different things, even though he's been a part of, he's been a character, whether he's fictional or real, he's been a prominent and popular character for a while. It's not like we never had a problem with that before. Why all of a sudden we have a problem with it now? Curious of your thoughts. Who want to go first on this?
I'll follow.
You want to follow, Keith? Well, K-Bum, the floor is yours. Now, everybody try to
look. It's like what's that show? Family Feud. You want to pass or play? I'll pass.
I'll play.
All right, come on with it.
Put me in, coach.
The floor is yours.
So I got a couple of theories here. I got a couple of theories of why people are upset. I would dare to say, if this happened 3 to 5 years ago, the war would not have been as much as it is now.
Okay.
I think
I agree with that.
I
agree with that.
The woke movement, the DEI, the Sweet Baby Inc. has our lighter complected friends and families members.
Not all. Not all. Let's not all.
Well, not all. Not all. No, I'm not saying all.
Okay. I'm just making sure we make that. Some. There you go.
But make that some are they've had enough. They are tired.
They fed up.
They are fed up. Truth is, I'm tired of all of this DEI. And as Mr. Keith said, that means too many. No, I ain't gonna say it. But yeah, I think if this was 3 to 5 years ago, I don't think the uproar would have been as much as it is now. That's theory number one. Theory number two is that we have been waiting for an Assassin's Creed in Japan for a long time. A long time. And as Mighty Keith said, and when we were in Greece, we got a greasy. I probably should say that. That was a little racist.
We get
but when we're in these other places, we got
we get a greasy
we got some people that they kind of looked like they felt like they were of the nation, the country that they were in, and so it makes sense. And so we've been waiting for an Assassin's Creed game, and people have already imagined what the Assassin's Creed was going to look like, and it was going to be a Japanese man similar to Ghost of Tsushima in Japan. And so that's what people were kind of already believing that going into it because they have been waiting for it for a long time. So that's my theory number two. Theory number three, which I believe trumps both theories, but I'm gonna go on an edge here and try this one with this theory. This is I'm kind of reaching here, but I think people are upset because he's black.
Wait,
I'm reaching here.
I never considered.
I'm reaching here. I'm throwing out on the limb. But
Y'all dirty
I wanna
boy, I tell you the truth.
I wanna say this though. I want you guys to walk this theory with me on why I believe this character. Okay, I'm gonna say this piece, then I'm gonna say the next piece. But let me say this first piece. I don't need a black person in feudal Japan to make me want to play Japanese game. Ghost of Tsushima clearly showed me that that is not what I'm looking for a Japanese game. And and Level will say as well, absolutely love that game. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
Yes.
So I don't need you to pander to me by putting a black man in Japan. But walk with me here on why he's the perfect person to be in this game. When we talk about superhero movies and we talk about cartoons and we talk about these big characters, they are always what? They are always one of one. When you talk about Superman, Superman is important because he's really the only wherever he's from on Earth. And you got what makes Batman so cool because he's only Batman or he's the Green Lantern. Like there's always this one character that does everything or like Captain America where he was the only one that got the serum and no one else has the serum and they've been trying to reproduce it. Or the Hulk, he's the only one that had the serum that turned him into a green monster. So he's a one of one, so that makes him unique. Or even Black Panther, he's the only one that has the Black Panther suit, so that makes him a one of one, and there's no one else like him, right? A black person, a 6'2" basketball person, as he would say in Japan, makes him a one of one, which makes him a interesting character and dynamic in this place, which to me makes sense for him to be your main character because he's a one of one. And that's what we always want, we gravitate to, what we always want to see and play is that one of one character that's not like anyone else. So for me, with using that as a criteria, it makes perfect sense to use him. And last point before I pass it off, he is a historical character. He has been depicted in Japanese media themselves. They have cartoons, they have anime, they have references him in books, in
Right.
history, as being there's an argument on was he a samurai? Wasn't he's a samurai? And there's still a debate there, but this isn't brand new.
It's
He's
something
also
they
been
someone
depicted in
they have
other.
embraced. They have
Right.
embraced it.
They've embraced this character. They
Yeah.
have embraced this character. This character is in their culture. Is in the Japanese culture. You can find it produced by them, not by Westerners, but by
Right.
them themselves. And this character, this is not the first time this character has been in a video game. It is not the first time,
He's
and that's
a
why I
yeah.
say, go ahead. Sorry, what was
No,
that?
he's in the fighting game that I got. What is that game? I'll get it here in a second. Go ahead,
Yeah,
finish your
he's
thought.
in a fighting game. He's in his own anime. Like, and he's in some other games too. There's multiple games that he's in. It's not. This isn't new, and that's why I think it was a mixture of the times that created this hoopla, we would say, around this character. and we've had kind of the both sides of it. So that's my piece. I'm gonna go ahead and step back and give it back to you guys. But that was my feelings about this situation and everything that's going on. I think people are overreacting, but also I believe there is a little pandering going on with Ubisoft, which I'm fine with playing a black man in Japan. I didn't need it, but I'll play it.
Yeah.
But that's my piece.
Okay, the game I was talking about was Guilty Gear. I was trying to remember Strive.
Oh wow.
He's in there as well. Or a clearly influenced character is influenced by him. Either one or two. I can't remember the character name, but he's basically based off of Yasuke. Say it like Nia said. You want to go, Mr. Norris, or you want me to read this article and then you want to go? Which one?
I can go, but
Okay.
Can you restate the question, or do you want to read
The question is, why do you feel like people are upset about this?
Because their biases were put on display and their brains malfunction, and they didn't know where to place their hatred. I don't want to be a woman, but Lord, I don't want to be a black man. So it was like, ooh, I gotta pick poison. Yes,
That is hilarious.
It's called it's called voting for the president. Gotta pick your poison. But no, I think everything Kayvon said was spot on, and that's I ain't gonna say theory, but that idea or the ideology that he had behind this guy is a one of one, 6'2" black man in Japan. He's an outlier. He is this entity. Like, yeah, I want to know more about him. I want to be him, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? And he really just stands out. You look at a game like Ghost of Tsushima. I got the game on PS4. Now I got it on PC. I don't know what that dude's name is. He looked just like everybody else, and that is not an Asian racist joke. He literally looks like everybody. Hey! Don't do that.
I'm laughing with you.
But he literally looks like everybody else, and this guy stands out, and I think it's going to be pretty dope. But yeah, I don't really think there's much more. I mean, I can come back after you read the article, but I think it's really just about the fact that he's black, and we see it time and time again. Anytime there's a black character, anytime Ubisoft does somebody that's black with the Prince of Persia, oh, I don't want to play it. Why is the hip hop music? It should be this. That. Like, come on, man! Every single time
Hey, we didn't really
we're embraced, huh?
We didn't really explore even the sales of that game. Why we didn't really explore it hard. But go ahead.
No, I was just saying that anytime that we're embraced or by the companies or whatever, they want to show out and say, "Hey, nah, we good on this." So it's just internal hatred, man. That's all.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my thoughts after I read this, and then I'll give my thoughts. It says Assassin's Creed fans slams decision to include black samurai in feudal Japan story.
Feudal.
Feudal. I said feudal, right?
He said frugal.
I said feudal. Oh, that's just my, my accent. I'm sorry. Feudal. I'm struggling.
I can dig it.
I'm gonna struggle with that. The latest Assassin's Creed game in the beloved franchise, based loosely on historical events, called Assassin's Creed Shadows, has generated controversy amongst fans for one of its leading characters, a real-life figure named Yasuke, who was a samurai believed to have been of African origin. The drums are playing. Do you hear? No, stop. Ubisoft, the creator of Assassin's Creed, released a trailer for the new game Wednesday. The game, which will be released on November 15th, is set in feudal. Did I say it right that time? Japan. And features two leading characters, Yasuke and Neo. Neo? How you say her name?
That sounds right, Neo.
Neo? Okay. While Neo is a fictional character, her father is a real-life historical figure and shinobi. I'm not even finna try to say that name. Anyway, so Yasuke is a historical figure. Oh man, hey, stop it. If it was African names, I wouldn't be trying to say it either. Yasuke is a historical figure believed to have been of African origin who was a samurai during the 16th century. He is widely considered to be the first ever foreigner to be granted warrior status in Japan and was the inspiration for the Netflix anime series Yasuke. But some fans took to the internet after the trailer's release to criticize Ubisoft for setting the game in Japan and not having its leading character be Japanese. We gonna mess with this. Assassin's Creed being based in Japan and then not using a Japanese male protagonist is, they say, stupid, said one fan on X.
Stupid.
We know exactly why they're using Yasuke, the message.
There we go.
And it's annoying. It would be as dumb as having it based in Africa. Ooh, it's getting spicy. And decided to use a white male protagonist. Ooh, don't set yourself up to get tripped, sir. Anyway, Ubisoft has never made a game with a male East Asian protagonist, one fan said on X, replying to a post from Assassin's Creed about the new game. Do they hate East Asian males? Ooh, God. Fans are doing too much. Some fans accuse Yasuke of not being a real samurai, calling him just a retainer. But a retainer is still a samurai. The term refers to a vessel in feudal Japan, usually a samurai offering military services. So I guess like a, what they call them, mercenary. Others accuse the fans who were criticizing the game of racism, pointing out that Yasuke is a historical figure. With the new Assassin's Creed game, main character being black, he's black. The racists are just out, one fan said on X. Kind of crazy how nobody cared about Assassin's Creed, constantly exaggerating or fictionalizing history until they decide to have a black samurai based on Yasuke. Another fan said on X. Yasuke has also been included as a character in other video games, including Japanese developed games Samurai Warrior 5 and, what's this title? Neo. Do y'all remember that game? Good segue. We done read enough here. Let's look at this game. Did anybody cry when this game came out? Neo, did anybody cry at this game, Keith? Was there any outrage?
Was he the main protagonist?
Yes.
He was?
It was blonde, white blonde with blue eyes, right?
Did anybody, I played them, didn't have no qualms about it. I played the game, it was a cool game. It's got that soul-like-ness to it, but it was fun. But nobody cared, nobody said anything. As a black, brown, African-American didn't have no issues with this white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired man being in Japan with swords and shields. Had no issues. But nobody cried. Nobody said this is not historically accurate. What about Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai? Did anybody cry about that?
People did cry about that. I will say people.
But they loved it.
It wasn't people who said some stuff about that.
Yeah, there's a few people. Was anybody upset when Carlton Heston played Moses?
Not at the time.
Not at the time, right? Wait a minute. We don't even have to go there. Do y'all know a game called Street Fighters?
Nope, never heard of it.
Never heard of Street Fighters?
Never heard of it.
Wasn't the main character a Japanese man, but just in case you didn't want to play as a Japanese man, they made a character that was basically the same person as he was, and they made him what?
White American.
A white American named Ken. That just so happened to go over to Japan and learn all these traditional Japanese warrior skills so that you can play as a white male if you didn't want to play as a Japanese man.
Please stop.
So,
you're not helping. You're not helping.
So I'm going to say this. I have a problem with this because it really speaks to the level of absolute idiocy and totally hypocrisy that we see in gaming today. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like pandering. And there's a lot of things, like we just found out that this game, you could be able to choose a lot of things, and I was going to ask a question around it, but I'm thinking I don't really want to even go down that route. Do y'all want to go there? I don't think I want to go there.
If it naturally takes us there, yeah.
It ain't naturally going to take us there. I'm going to have to force that. So I don't feel like trying to force it. But
it's nothing natural about it.
Yeah, anyway. But my thing is, there's a lot of things that are being pandered and definitely agendas. But I am kind of, as a black male, kind of getting annoyed with our white counterparts having issue every time they don't see themselves represented. Now, I know this is not all, so I'm not broad brushing. I'm not using I'm not broad brushing everyone. I know there are people out there that can see past it. But I do have a problem that this seems to it's never an issue until they don't see themselves. And they using, because I guarantee if it was flipped and it was like the Neo character, it would no one to be saying, why do they have this white character? Nobody be saying that. Or not as much, I would say. So to me, it's really because you got to play as a black person. And that's what it is. And I don't understand what's the problem with playing with some pigmentation? What's the problem with playing with an African American? Or African. I want more representation. Like, that's why I'm glad we got Tales of Kazara. But I want to see some actual movies who explore African culture. We don't have no real game that really goes into depth on that. Movies, like we went to Mexico, we went to Latin, we went to Asia with Japan and all that, and all the other cultures seem to get their movie. We don't get that. The video games, it'd be nice to explore some of these things. So while I think K-Bum hit it right on the nail, he is a unique character. He is an embraced character by Japanese culture. So I don't think they're offended by it because they use them. So why are you so offended by it? It's a video game. Fictional. It's a fictional video game. It's not meant to be one-to-one reality. And if he was, they still say he's a real character. So
he's a real person with documentation,
right,
of his realness. He is not made up or fake.
Right. So I don't, other than just being racist, that's what it is, and let's just call it what it is. That's all this is. This is racism. And it's annoying when you can play this game and not seem to care at all. Nobody was saying this when this game came out. Nobody had an issue that you was playing a blonde-haired samurai. Nobody. Nobody cares that a lot of these games make their characters look more European. Nobody says anything about that. But now that you're in a time where they're not doing that as much and they're willing to try new things, some things, I don't like everything they're trying. I don't like every agenda that they're pushing. But I feel like it's just hypocritical that anytime you see, not anytime, but most times when you see somebody with some pigmentation and being brown and black, you hear all these crying people. And it's like, man, we play as white protagonists all the time with no issues. I like playing with Ken just as much as, actually, I like playing with Ken more than Ryu, especially when they made them a little different and they was distinct from each other and they moveset a little bit. I prefer to play with Ken. But Ken was only there so that you didn't have to play with Ryu. That's what it was. He does everything Ryu do. He's just white.
And you know who made that game?
Capcom.
And they are?
Japanese.
And they were appeasing who?
White Americans.
Okay. We just trying to get the same embrace. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to get the same embrace. Not that they are appeasing us, but I mean, like, dude, fall back. This ain't your fight. And what it really speaks to, in my opinion, is that we've made some changes in this country, and we've progressed in a certain area, but we still got a long way to go because the people that's sitting in the closets, keyboard warriors, keyboard ninjas, they coming out and they showing their true colors. And it's like, bro, just play the game. This is the game they presented. You either buy it, play it, or not. But you don't have to come out and say and speak on it. Like you just said, Level. We never say anything about playing any of the characters that's represented with them. You know what I'm saying? We might say, oh man, I would love to see a black character in Uncharted, not Naomi, but like we're like the main character. We would love to see a black character in a game like this, sure. But we play those games
all the
and kind
time.
of all about it. But for them, it's like, why am I playing this Assassin's Creed? I can't play it. Like, dude, come on. It is not that serious. You're not going to get sick. You're not going to get a virus. It's okay. This is a character with black pigment, and appreciate the difference and move forward.
All righty.
So
So go ahead,
I do have
K-Ball.
something to add here. Um, what what I believe some people see. I see two things. Well, let me attack it from this angle. Let me change it and attack it from this angle.
And this game got a 9.6. Nobody said anything about this dude being white in all this Japanese garb. Nobody said nothing. Look at him. That's what, nobody said nothing about this. This is how old is this game? This game came out what, about 4 or 5 years ago?
And he's an Irishman.
Nobody said nothing.
That's Neo, right?
Yeah. Keith, check this out. I'm sorry, K, but I'm about to get right back to you. I told you I just watched Shogun, right?
Yeah.
Y'all know it's a white guy in that with walking around with swords and and wearing the same garb that the Japanese was wearing at that time. Why is he there? Why is he there? They wrote him into the story. Why? So that this Japanese story will be appealing to a white audience. He's there, so they are placating, they are pandering, because it could just be a full just Japanese story, but it's not. The same is the thing is, when you are the majority culture, you are so blind to your privileges that when it's changed and alters, you are shocked. Wait a minute, something different. What's different? He's not white. Oh. They did the same thing with Prince of Egypt when Spielberg decided to make Moses dark-skinned rather than white. And the parents was upset because they had to explain to their kids why Moses was not white.
Because he wasn't white.
Because he wasn't. So who is pandering?
In that desert.
So who is pandering? Who world is being lied to when you go into other cultures and make yourself their gods, their image? Now, I'm not even trying to go into that, but that's happening all the time.
We can do it.
They doing that all the time, but the one time an actual real person who was actually in Japan, where Japan actually accepts him as a real person and say he's a part of their history, is depicted. Western Americans get upset trying to say we don't know history, when this character has been a part of history since we've been born. I'm 45 years old. I've known about this character since I was 10. So why are we acting like this is a problem in 2024? This character has been depicted in so many games, it makes no sense. Anyway, I'm off my rant. That's just one of my rants.
I want to say something. I know K-Bon, I'm sorry.
K-Bon,
we don't
I was about to give it to him.
Yeah. I just want to say this. There's a certain, figure in history that we know and beloved that, died for us. You know what I'm saying? We'll say that he's black. And they'll say, well, no, he's not. And then the evidence and all of the information starts to come out, and throughout the years, you know what? We can't deny it no more. It doesn't matter what color he is, you know. It doesn't matter anymore. They try to sweep it under. I'm sorry, I had to say that. They just try to sweep it under the rug now. I can't even deny it, but I'm just gonna pretend like he ain't. I'm gonna pretend. But when he was blue eyed and blonde hair,
Man, I'm trying not to go. Okay, well, can I say something real quick? Just want to get y'all
I'm
something.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Please,
I'm
please,
sorry.
please go ahead, sir. I've been waiting
Okay.
this long.
Now, it'll be quick. It plays into what Keith just said. So, back when I was in 8th grade, we was having a discussion about this person that Keith is talking about. If y'all don't know who it is, it's Yeshua. Jesus. Joshua, if you want to use
Yeshua.
Yeshua, if you want to use the Hebrew. Joshua, if you, and Jesus, if you, anyway. So we was having a discussion. It was me, a friend, white friend, female, and a black friend, female. We was discussing what Jesus actually looked like. And I said he was more like a brown-skinned person, Middle Eastern looking. Well, my white female friend said, no, he looks like me. Right. So I said, no, he wouldn't look like you because of the area he's in. So my black female friend said, Stafford, or what did I say my name? Anyway, Levelhead. He
in the
looks,
story, y'all.
yeah,
In the
he
spirit.
looks like her. My mom got a picture of him on the wall. So some said, ask the history teacher, because we was in history class, ask the teacher what color Jesus was. So I asked the teacher, I said, Mr. Wallington, what color is Jesus? And Mr. Wallington said, sir, I'm not going to say my name again, he is about your complexion, maybe a little darker. This what happened. My white friend ran out to class crying.
Ooh, tears.
And my black friend mouth dropped. And I really didn't understand the depths of what I experienced, but I later on in life understood the depths of it. Was the fact was my white friend couldn't imagine worshiping a person that did not look like her. And my black friend couldn't imagine worshiping a person that did. Now, if you don't understand how powerful imagery is and why these folks are crying out about this black man, that's why. Because they can't see themselves playing somebody that doesn't look like them. And if it don't look like them, at least look like the people that it's supposed to be about. I can't see myself playing as them. Now, I'm not trying to make this, but when you read in comments like what we just read, I feel like it's fair to go down some of these lanes. Now, I pulled back off the little level head and got real with y'all for a second, but this thing is indoctrination. Absolutely. Who said that? Is that Nia? Yeah. It's indoctrination. And the moment you pull the layer back and you let some reality slip in, then the people who are more indoctrinated than anybody get a dose of reality that is not about you. And so it's nice to see other people represented, and there's no problem with it. You're just used to yourself being represented so much that when you're not represented, it's awkward to you. But welcome to our world, because we see it like this all the time. We used to it. We used to seeing movies about African guys not looking like us. Anyway,
Gods of Egypt.
I was about to go there. I decided not to even say it. And they only put
God,
one that was actually
movie.
black.
Yep.
All them guys, only one of them was black.
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
And he became T'Challa.
Yeah. So anyway, K-Bum, the floor is yours. We in on you. Wrap this up, and we'll move on to the next conversation.
I don't know if I even want to say my point. We done said it in droves, but it piggyback on everything you guys were saying. Here's my thing. When is it going to be normal seeing a lead black person in a role? When is it going to be normal? When is it not going to be an agenda? When is it not going to be they're pushing this? When is it not going to be pandering? When is it going to be normal?
When
to see an African American or a woman as a leader,
when these devs start ignoring the outcry and keep making them anyway.
And that's my thing here is that we we're okay. We don't fuss at Neho because it's normal to us to have lead white protagonists, male protagonists. It's normal. But people need to understand that that is not the only story to be told. That is not the only person that you can interact with. That there are plenty of stories, and the story of an African man in feudal Japan is one of the stories that I would like to know, because that is unlike anything I have ever heard or read or seen about that time in feudal Japan. So I'm sorry. I'm very interested in that. I didn't need that in the game, but you're going to provide it. It is interesting because it is a unique story that hasn't clearly made it through the rounds and people don't know, and it's something that we would like, and I can see why it would be interesting for Ubisoft to tell that story. You are not the only stories worth telling. But I'll take my seat.
You
We can
digress.
continue.
All right, shouts out to the Pokey Kid 01. All right, so let me read some of his thoughts and Mia's thoughts. So it says, he says, let me make sure I got all this. And DJ Fanatic, did I send a shout out to you, DJ Fanatic? I think I did. Welcome to the show if I did. Okay, so let me go back a little bit because we got a lot of comments here. So, okay, I'll pick up right here. Nia said, gotta maintain the status quo. Fanatic says, so if the game includes a created character feature, you already know what's going to happen. So this game has a creative character feature in it? Also, you don't have to play as Yasuke or the other, or
No,
Neo.
those are characters. There's no created characters.
Okay. I was just making sure. I didn't know. So I'm trying to get down here to the Pokey Kid. It's just a bit annoying because I feel like we all had to grow up like that all the time. Meaning, we're used to these dynamics. We're used to playing white characters, and we never. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really even complained about it. I didn't have no problem playing with Batman, playing with Spider-Man, playing with Mario, playing with
Joel,
Nathan Drake,
Mario.
I said Mario,
You said Mario?
Samus. Okay. I said Samus. Only time you get away from white characters when they animal characters. So I never had an issue with it. I never even thought about it. Contra, 2 characters can't even give you 1 black. So, or brown, or Asian. And then when you did Double Dragon, so I never, as a kid growing up playing video games, I just enjoyed the game. I didn't really care about the color of the protagonist. But I will admit, when I saw a black protagonist, it was like, wow. Because that's just how abnormal it was to see it.
and what we would say, that's me.
Yeah, I remember.
That's me. I'm him.
I remember playing the side scroller beat 'em up from Jalco. I think it was made by Jalco or Jalico or something like that. I can't remember the name of the game, but one of the characters was a black police officer. He's a big brute like Hagar from Streets Final Fight. His moveset was kind of like his. And I didn't like his moves, but I liked the fact that he was black. My daughters don't like playing as male characters. I didn't realize, I told y'all this before. I didn't realize how much it mattered until I have female daughters who want to play these games, and they all fighting over playing as April, a white female, just to have a female. Or they want to play, when we play Streets of Rage, they want to play all the girl characters. So, folks, and this is, I don't even think this is, I doubt this is white females crying about this. I bet you most of these cries were coming from white males. Because y'all are so used to y'all world being pandered to that when it's not y'all being pandered to, y'all get uncomfortable. Not all of you guys. I'm not saying that, but we need to grow
Not
past
saying
this.
everyone.
I'm not saying everyone, but we need to grow past this, and that's why I got this picture right here. If y'all upset with Yasuke, why wasn't y'all upset with this dude right here? Why wasn't y'all crying when he put on this samurai outfit and was running through Japan, slashing up everything on the screen? Nobody had a word to say. No, let's not say nothing now. Can the church say amen? So Nia, go ahead and pass the offering plate around, and we'll move on to the next. Any final thoughts on that? We can move on. I didn't even think we'd talk about that long.
I'm gonna say one more thing, man.
Yes.
Hey, but I didn't get a chance to answer K-Bone's question. I don't know if it was rhetorical or not, but he said, "When is it going to be?" Did you say enough or normal? When is it going to be normal?
Normal.
I'm finna open up the door for just for a second. When we burn it all down and the righteous are in authority, that's when it will be normal.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
I know.
Okay.
That was dark.
Gee.
So, oh man, y'all, we try to keep it real over here. So, any other thoughts here, Cape? I want to move on. If you got more you want to say,
I said my piece, sir.
Okay, so she handed them off and played around. So that was that topic. So let's go to this next topic I found interesting here. Let's look at this. It says half of PlayStation gamers still use PlayStation 4 despite PlayStation 5 strong sales. Here's why. It says Sony Group Corp, PlayStation 5 is entering the second half of its life cycle, with Sony reporting that about half of its 180 or 118 million monthly active users are still using the older PlayStation 4. Despite the PlayStation 5 strong sales for over 59 million units since, or mostly that's launch actually, 59 million units launch in November 2020, the transition from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 has been slower than expected, as pointed out by gaming journalist Stefan Totilo. I think that's how it is. Totilo. Early this week, Sony made headlines for PlayStation 5 reaching 59 million units sold. Good number, Sony says. PlayStation 5 is in the second half of its life cycle. Also said PlayStation has 118 million monthly active users, half still on PlayStation 4. Get that. So, who wants to talk about this? Why are PlayStation users not? Why are so many PlayStation users still on the PlayStation 4? What is this? Who want to go first?
Say it. You just want us to say it, huh?
I'm just asking.
I have multiple to this, but if you want to go first, you can.
I'll
But if not,
I'll be brief because I do want to hear what you want to say, but because to be honest, there's only a handful of titles that are strictly PlayStation 5, and most of the games that you can still play on PS4. And for some people, there's no need for them to upgrade because the PS4 still has great titles. It's still a great console. So, and then what really didn't help was the pandemic. It really didn't help because it kind of exposed the fact that you really didn't need a PlayStation 5 to really play some of these titles outside of the Spider-Mans and so on and so forth. So it kind of exposed that you didn't need these titles. Okay, yeah, just put it in my room. You didn't need a PS5 to play some of these games. So I think that the pandemic really hurt the adoption rate of the PS5 from the PS4. Hold on one second. You can go ahead, Kayla. Let me talk to them real quick.
okay. I will. So it's multiple things I want to touch on. First, I want to talk about this half number that they're saying and what they're trying to insinuate. I to be honest, I'm going to say this. It's going to sound it's going to make me sound really biased, but I'm gonna just say that this title is clickbait to me. The reason why I say this title is clickbait and why they're trying to make it seem like 50% is a really bad number. The reason why I say it's clickbait. The PlayStation 5 is as in I think May they had the meeting in May. The PlayStation 5 is point 0.8 a better number than that. 800,000 units behind the PS4 in sales. So it is selling it has sold 800,000 less units than the PS4 at the same exact time. To me, that is not a bad adoption rate. That is not a bad turnover rate. It is, and this is with all of the shortage that we occurred during the beginning of the PlayStation cycle. That is during a recession that has lasted for a long time, and that is also through inflation that is out of control. And it is still, after all that hard times, 800,000 units behind the PS4. So that's why I'm thinking that I'm saying that this is it's a little clickbait ish because it is selling very well. It is the adoption rate is very similar to the past, and we know that PS4 was a bounce back from the PS3, which only sold about 89 million. The PS4 ended up doing 118 million. I do think this title is kind of baitish. But let me share the negative part on this, the bad part. So no, one more good part, and then I'll get into the nitty gritty. Another good part is the PS5 has also sold 20 million. This their last fiscal year, 20 million, which was an increase on the 19 million that is sold previously. So as we see, the PlayStation has sold more, the most units ever this past fiscal year, which means it's growing. It grew, and it grew more, even more than it did the year before. This is the most it's ever sold in this fiscal year was 20 million.
But they
So
didn't
again,
make they. But look, just add a tidbit to that. They projected 25 million. They have to.
I'm getting there.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just,
I
let
didn't
me
make it
get there.
you.
I know the numbers. Let me get there. Let me get there. I'm getting there. I'm not just gonna talk about the roses and butterflies level.
I
I'm gonna
didn't say
talk
you
about the
was. I
facts.
didn't say you
I'm a fact person. I'm a facts person. Okay, so
no, no,
as I
don't.
was in,
Hey, that's loaded. I felt like you
I'm a
jabbing me.
facts person,
You
and
poking
the
at me.
fact is, you can take it the way you want to. Anyway, they sold 20 million, which again is despite it being lower, it is still the most they've ever sold. But let's get to the bad. The bad is they missed their target of 21 million. Let's get
25.
to the worst. No, level. They missed their target of 21 million, which was adjusted from the
Right.
original
Original
target.
25.
And that's why, let me get to the point. They
Oh,
changed the target to 21 and they still missed it with 20.8 million. They
right.
missed the target of 21, and that target was adjusted from the first target of 25.
Right.
And they've also stated that they're going to see
A
a
decline.
decrease,
I got that
a
up already.
decline. Again,
Yeah.
fact person here.
That's
Let me
right.
tell the
I got
fact.
that. That was us already
Yeah.
on point. Just
So
ready to go.
so so going back to the point. So going to the main question. The main question is, um, like I don't see it as an issue that only half of the PlayStation users have switched over. Looking at the sales, looking at the numbers, and looking at what's going on, looking at all the factors. The PS4 had a price cut at the same time, and we don't have a price cut. I think we even the price went up for the PS5, and it to be on par with the PS4, even with the cut. I don't. There's no to me. There's no room for harm for it to be afraid or make a big fuss about it. But I will say this: they are putting themselves in a bad position to start declining and do even worse because they are not giving you, and Keith alluded to this, they are not giving you, and Nia also alluded to this, they are not giving you enough reasons to purchase a PS5. They're from the first party studios of Sony's, you're not getting enough of that. You're not getting enough of that from the third party, where the third party games are still like there are too many PS4 owners to make this a PS5 only game. There's too many Xbox owners to make this the Xbox Series X game only. And so third party is choosing to make sure they have an audience in that 118 million that they can still choose from. And so what you're missing these titles that are pushing. I guess at this point we can call it the current gen, um, because they want to make sure they dip into that previous audience, which there's a lot of sales there, and so you're losing that, and then Sony's going to sell even less next year because of their stance on not having those first party titles, going a whole year skipping that is going to impact their bottom line, and they're going to see it. But yes, but like I said, I do think that title is kind of they're kind of reaching there because of what we know. But the fact is, if we're looking at the future, the next year or so of PlayStation, there will be a decline, and it is partly no, it, my fault. It is all their fault because they have the momentum. You can see the increase in sales. But when you say that I'm going a whole year without putting out a first party game, you're going to impact your bottom line. So that's my point.
Okay.
Stone Cold said so.
All right, so I want to read. This is Matt Jazz. Welcome to the show, man. Second week we see you up in here, bro.
Second week in a row. Okay, call it live. I like it.
All right. So let's see. He says, however, how many PlayStation 5s were bought by scalpers, and plus more people bought more PlayStation 5s in America than other regions? PlayStation 5 only performing well in America, everywhere else not really. The Pokey Kid said, honestly, I think this means good things for Nintendo. I know where you're going with that. And I know part of the reason is price, but I just feel like the jump from 4 to 5 hasn't been that big. Then he says, I wonder if that really is 100% true, because I don't know what percentage of fans last gen bought PlayStation 4 for first party, but maybe more people moved on to PC for primary gaming. That's the question.
There has been an exodus.
Okay.
That is true. There has been an exodus of people leaving consoles. I have several friends that have left consoles and went to PC.
Nia says, to be honest, I've considered getting the PlayStation 5, but then I'm like, what would I play on it? Good point. And then she said
One of those games where you run around, you'll play that.
a lot of the fun looking games, are cross gen. So K-Bomb said a lot. I'm gonna give Mr. Norris a chance to finish his thought, as I know he had to step out. Go ahead, Norris. You can finish your thought, then I'll come in.
I mean, for the most part, I was pretty much done, and I missed a lot of what K-Bone said because I had to step away. But you can go ahead.
No, okay. So the reason I wanted to talk about this, I thought it was interesting that you're not seeing you still. I don't know if that's abnormal. It seems like it may be that this deep into the console cycle of the PlayStation 5 that you will still have that many people still choosing to stick with the PlayStation 4. I guess I was asked, the question was, what are some of the reasons? I think price is one. That's $499. That's $500. And then
$399 if you want the discless.
For $399, then you got to add in the bump in price of the games. The games are $69.99 now. So you got and then most folks probably don't want a digital, but I mean, you know, $3.99 or $4.99 still more than what the PlayStation 4 was at $2.99. So I think that's a hurdle. I do believe that cross-gen is killing that migration because we are reaching that place of diminishing returns that these games may, yes, it looks better on the PlayStation 5, but how much better? You know, you kind of get into that place. Like, it looks better, but as me and K-Bomb said many times, Ghost of Tsushima looked amazing on the PlayStation 4. God of War 2018 looked amazing on the PlayStation 4 at 30 frames per second. Because I don't think that was 60, right, K-Bomb? I don't think it was. And
no, but the 60 frames per second on the PS5 was spectacular. But
yeah, it was. It is. I kid you. You are absolutely right. Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 4 looks amazing. Now, does it look like Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 5? No.
Nah.
But it still looks amazing. So you can play Madden over there. You can play Call of Duty over there. You can play 2K over there. And it looks Fortnite over there. And it looks very good. Not just good. It still looks very good on the PlayStation 4. So, and then you add in what K-Bomb said. I think K-Bomb tried to beat me to some of my points, but it's all right.
No, it was my point. It's, like I said, I tell facts. It's the whole truth.
Everything you was going to say, I'm about to say, but you got it out. So let's get there. Also, the lack of first party, those games that drive you to it. And
we have arrived.
Huh?
I said, and we have arrived.
And we have arrived to my point. And this is where I want to pitch my tent and begin to talk. Because I asked a question in the comment section of our chat room. Y'all wasn't privy to this. This is a VIP. What they call this? What was Trump hiding? What was all that sensitive information that Trump? What they call that?
Confidential.
Confidential. This is a confidential place where only us, Mr. Norris and K-Bomb can talk. And I asked a question. I'll bring y'all into this secret classified conversation. I asked the question, is Sony's strategy smart? Because Sony said that they are going to focus most of their attention on big budget or high budget AAA experiences. And because of that, you're getting less games over that span of time. And they have outsourced a lot of their smaller games. And, you know, the Helldivers, which is a megaton game, unexpected phenomenon. You have Stellar Blade, which is, I would call it B-rate, high-tier B-rate game. I still look forward to getting it. Then you have Rise of Ronin. We all don't know how we feel. I think the game looked cool. I plan on getting it, but K-Bomb don't want it, and Keith said no. It looks like a Ubisoft game. So they're not going to get that. And what was the other one? Final Fantasy, which, you know, of course, Square Enix is like, I'm frustrated with Sony. We breaking up. Nintendo, what you want to do? You want to take me out? They going through the black book, calling all the numbers that they turned off when they, you know, got with Sony. So I asked the question, is this a problem? Because, and I didn't share this intentionally, because I wanted to pull it out, because, you know, you always got to have a trump card, but K-Bomb even pulled that one, because Sony just said they're entering into the latter stages of the life cycle of the PlayStation 5, and they expect a decline in sales with 50% of your user base still on your older system. I'm confused here. None of this adds up to me, K-Bomb. I'm sorry. This doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And we malign Microsoft. And I shared with y'all what they released last year. Okay, last year. We clown Microsoft for Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield, Redfall, and what was the other one? Forza. there was a
Starfield.
big. I said Starfield. I said Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, Forza. In the same year, Sony only released Spider-Man 2, DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, and another Final Fantasy.
And DLC for God of War, I believe, came out last year too.
So
Free
I don't
DLC,
count.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And I never even played that. Dang, thinking about it. So I'm not going to count the DLC. I'm not going to count the DLC. So new releases.
You just counted the DLC for Horizon, though, didn't
I
you?
was just being fair. I was just saying what was on that list.
I mean,
but I'm disqualifying the DLC games. So, and I don't even know if Final Fantasy is actually a new game. That's a remake, ain't it?
No,
That was a remake. Was that a new game? Not 8,
So,
not 16. The V something. The V.
talking about
No,
seven?
it is a new game.
It was a new game? Okay.
It's a new game on. It's a new Final Fantasy. It's a new take on Final Fantasy. So it's not.
Right.
It's not like it's not even a remake. Like it's different. Like there's
Well,
different
Rebirth,
plots.
right?
There's different. Yes, Rebirth. That's why it's not even calling itself a remaster because it's not a remaster. It's even more than that. It's pretty much a new game. It's just made in the same universe with similar assets.
So it's born again.
Neil,
So
what
it's pretty
doesn't
much a
sound
new game.
right? I'm trying to make sure what doesn't sound right, Neil? Make sure I'm trying to keep up with y'all. I'm trying to listen to K-Bum and Keith and make sure I'm hearing what they saying. So okay, so let me finish my point. Then we can dialogue. All right. So we clowned them, Microsoft, but in the same period, Sony only really gave you 2 games. One was just happened to be extremely good, Spider-Man 2. But you only got
to be better than every other game.
you
that
know,
came out
right?
of it.
And me and you, we sung his praises, and it was enough for us to say, "Hey, Sony, we'll let you pass." But then they come back this year and say there will be no first-party, internal studio developed games, but they did give us Helldivers 2, and it's another phenomenon. So Sony just keeps lucking up with at least a great game that covers for the lack of games, and Microsoft just doesn't have any great games. So my question is this strategy working? Now, and I asked that in the comment section with y'all, and I know K-Bun what your retort is, but I'm gonna give you the floor to you and Keith the floor to make it. But I want to hear what the comment section has to say. Is the strategy working? Because you have this high-powered system that people are not migrating to. You're already talking about a Pro and the 6, and you still have half of your user base on your older system.
And again, I'll say it again. That is clickbait because when you look at the sales of the PS4, it's on the same pace, which means it's selling at a very similar rate than the PS4 did, which means it would have similar numbers as far as the user base. Even though it was a smaller user base, it was only about 89, 90,000 versus 118, but it's selling on par. That's why I say that's clickbait. They're trying to make it seem worse than what it is.
Oh, I
when
got what you're saying.
it's selling very similar to the previous version.
I got something here.
Let me say this real quick before you come in, Keith. Let me add this to what K-Bum said real quick. I did read an article where they said those were not actual sales; those are shipped. But the article we just read said sales.
It is shipped.
So we don't know how much have actually went into households, but they have shipped 59 million. So, Keith, the floor is yours.
No, I don't know if this was stated when I stepped away for a second, but when I do a Google, it says as of May of 17, 2024. Did you see this? It says almost half of PlayStation users still use PS4. That's what you said, despite the PS5 selling over 59 million units.
Right.
Some of the reasons for this include price and game availability. However, Sony has sold over 9 million PS5s in the first half of 2023, which is 30% more of the PS4 at its best performance in the same period.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you had said it that.
I don't know if I
He
said.
didn't say
I
that
don't know.
last
I don't
piece.
know if I
No, no,
said
man.
that. I don't know if I read
He
that
ain't said that
far.
last piece.
I didn't read that far, Keith. So go ahead. I'm not trying to hide that. I'm presenting. I'm not trying to leave out anything. I read that they said it sold well. I'm just adding in that sold. Other articles said that sold is only shipped. It hasn't sold 59 million. It's shipped 59 million. So that 9 million that you're referring to could still be shipped. But I don't know. I'm not arguing for. I'm not going arguing against. My question is, like Nia said.
But think if the
What?
game is halfway, if a system is halfway in its life cycle, and if the system is selling very similar to the last system, it is halfway through its life cycle. Doesn't that mean half of the user base has the system?
That's what I.
If the
That's why. That's
if the
why.
Switch 2 if the Switch 2 sells the same rate as the Switch 1, and it is going to hit that 140 million the same way that Switch OG sold, and halfway through its life cycle is hitting the same numbers that Switch 1 did. Is that bad?
That's why I'm asking the question. I don't know.
I,
One,
I think it's clickbait.
the two factors I'm bringing up is again, the 59 is shipped. We don't know how many has actually sold.
Well, no,
But
Sony said in their own numbers. They've been saying, well, yeah, they've been saying shipping. So yeah,
it's shipped right now.
they play with
I
those numbers.
I would say if they have shipped 59 million, they probably have at least sold 50. So I or 50 to 55. I would maybe say that number may fluctuate between it's around that ballpark. So I'm not even trying to fight for the 59. My question is, I don't know what the user base at the time when PlayStation 4 got to 50 million. I don't know how many of those numbers were still on the PlayStation 3. The user base. I don't know. I don't know. So this could definitely be clickbait. So I think Nia even said it sounds like clickbait, to be honest. Okay, so I concede there. The other question then is, and what y'all was saying is, how is this already the midpoint of the cycle life? How many games have they released on the PlayStation 5 exclusively?
I thought your original question was, is this a smart strategy?
Yeah, I'm asking, is this first party? That's where I was going. My main question is the strategy of first party titles. K-Bum said another issue is there is no incentive, no game to draw you over. All these games are cross-gen. So, like Nia said, there's all the fun games are on the PlayStation 4. I don't have to go to the PlayStation 5. Spider-Man 2 was one. And what was the other one?
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank and God of War Ragnarok, right?
It's on PS4.
That's on PS4 then, God of War Ragnarok. So I'm asking the question, how many first-party internal titles have been released on the PlayStation 5?
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2. We Ratchet and Clank.
Rise. Is that something? Let's see.
Internal, not exclusive, but eternal. Like they're first, like The Last of Us, The Last of Us 2.
Slightly different question.
I said eternal.
I said it's a slightly different question than what was in the chat. The chat was exclusives.
I said first party exclusives, first party, meaning internal. And I took your words and said the internal studios have turned away from making games to only focusing on the AAA titles. And I said, that's smart.
I gotta look it up because I can't.
Okay, that's what I said. But look it up, you'll see what I said. So the question is,
I gotta look up the game because I don't know.
Oh, okay. I know it's Ratchet and Clank. It's Returnals, but was Returnals made by internal studio?
Returnal was on PS4, I believe.
It was? I don't think so.
I think Returnal was PS5.
It's
That's
5,
PS5
K-Buck.
only.
I think so. I think it's only PS5. I don't think that was on 4. Uh, Spider-Man 2. Miles Morales is on PlayStation 4. It's not many there. Are we giving Sony a pass here?
I have given Sony grace, but that's me.
Because when you look at PlayStation 4, you got Uncharted 4, you got Last of Us 1 and 2, you got some Too Human or whatever that game was, you got God of War 18, you got Spider-Man, man, it was just a plethora of hits on that system. PlayStation 5, been kind of light.
No, it has been light, and we've talked about the lightness. I'm sorry, this isn't a new topic. We've talked about the drought that PlayStation has, and that's why I'm understanding what you're saying, but this isn't new,
I'm
right?
not saying it's new. I
Even
didn't
when
feel
we were
like
talking
we
about
talked about it much.
last year, and we were talking about how we had to wait the Spider-Man to get a PS5 exclusive title. We've talked about that. It's dry. It's been dry.
Yeah.
And it's going, and Sony is going to see the negative impact of their lack of first party games. But the argument that was made, and we can kind of have that argument here, because I'm going to agree, the dryness is bad. It is true. And when Sony said it, they're not going to have any first party games from now until March of 2025. It was a trash statement. It is bogus. Your job is to make video games. How can you not make video games? This is a load of crap. You need to make people want to buy your system. What are you doing, Sony? All those things. That there is no pass. I know I've been trying to be vocal then when they said it. I call it trash when they said it because it's a load of baloney. Because I enjoy first party games from Sony, and they're going to see the negative impact of that. But the counter argument that was made for this, if you're going to make a statement like that, if you're going to have a drought of that long, you have to provide or have something exclusive on your console. And when we compare what Sony has been able to do with exclusive on their console within the first 5 months of this year, it outshines almost anybody else as far as the exclusivity, the quality of exclusive games on their consoles, and that's being the Final Fantasy game, that being Stellar Blade, that being the fastest selling PlayStation game, Helldivers, and that being another good addition, Rise of Ronin, and that is four exclusive titles within the first 5 months of PS5 this year. It is crap that none of that is going to be from first party. But if you're going to make a decision like that, you have to supplement your lack. And to me, I think they're doing a good job of supplementing their lack. But I don't think that's going to save them. And they're showing that even in their reporting and the information they're coming out, that it's not going to save them from a decline.
Right.
And they should see a decline. I want Sony to decline this year because if they decline this year, it's going to show them that you can't do this next year, or you can't do this the year after that. You have to continue to create a stream of quality first party games to keep your ecosystem growing. And so I hope they decline. I hope they see that they have to do better and then do better. Personally,
Okay. Now, I don't agree. I
Wait,
don't disagree with. Go ahead, Keith.
wait. So we're not arguing enough. Hold on. Let me cut.
I,
ah,
Let me cut
I
this.
wasn't really arguing with y'all in the
No, we're
comment
not.
section.
This ain't
But
good enough. Hold on. So early on, Early on, Level tried to sweep these games under the rug. He tried to put the grade on them. He was like,
What?
Ross, he said Ross runs. What do you say, like seven
Mediocre.
something?
I said
It was
mediocre.
he said it was mediocre. He
These
said
are
some other
mediocre
games.
games. Right.
But the argument for this is what my position, and Capon just said it in the chat, was they have games though, mediocre or mid to good or whatever. They're rolling out games for their players, as opposed to, since we were contrasting Microsoft and saying that we're giving Sony a pass and throwing darts and daggers at Microsoft. Microsoft hasn't been giving
But that's why I brought up 2023 when that wasn't happening on the PlayStation, and we still maligned Microsoft when they was rolling out similar rated games. And I also brought up the Wii U.
I don't know.
Wii U. Let me use a Wii U. That's why I counted K-Bum's Metacritic scores on those games. We still clowned the Wii U for their gaps of games, even though the games they were putting out were getting high Metacritic scores. They were getting 80s and above, and we still clowned them. We, as Wii U owners, called it out. Those on the outside clowned it. Microsoft. A lot of them games that I talked about, Starfield got an 80 and plus. Hi-Fi Rush got an 80 and plus.
Come on, wait. We know Starfield was a letdown. They were
no,
not
I'm
shooting.
not.
I'm sorry. If God of War gets an 80,
Wait a minute. Let me
if
finish
God
my
of War
point.
gets an 80, we're not saying, oh well, good, it got an 80. No, that was not an 80 game.
Let me finish my point. My point is, none of us are also screaming about Rise, Son of Ronin. None of us is really screaming about Stellar Blade.
Because they were never supposed to be that. They're not. It wasn't.
But
it wasn't touted of game of the century, brother.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing there. I'm only going by just even though Starfield was not our cup of tea. I never played it. Starfield wasn't trash, but we clowned it. But my point
it was supposed to. Sorry, yeah, sorry,
right. My only point is they had games out. Now Starfield didn't live up to their hype. I give you that. That's no argument. They didn't. But it was a good offering. It wasn't great. It couldn't meet the expectations that they sold.
I can't buy that. I can't buy that because Starfield was supposed to be the reason
to buy
an Xbox.
And I said they fumbled that.
And the fact that you fumbled the reason to buy an Xbox,
Keith, you dirty,
and you failed that has to be called out. You can't let that slide, brother.
We did. That's my point. We called it out. My question is, why don't we have the same energy for Sony? We called
out their dryness last year.
Nia just said it. Nia just said it down here. Wait, let me find it. She said, let me get there. We aren't as loud. I can't remember where she said it at.
She said gamers aren't as loud.
We are the gamers.
Because they're playing games on Sony's system. That's why.
Look, people are definitely not loud about it, though.
Because they're enjoying the games on the system.
No.
Yes.
I'm saying we. I'm including myself. I feel that we, for whatever reason, don't give Sony the same energy that we give Microsoft and Nintendo before them when they putting out, in many cases, less games.
I don't think that's fair though. You're trying to compare 2023 PlayStation and Xbox, and you're trying to equate and pretty much throw away everything that happened before then to the reason why we're even giving Microsoft so much flack is because they have been consistently poor in delivering titles. So
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm not saying they deserve Microsoft level of criticism. I'm saying, do we criticize them at the level they should be criticized? Not that they should be criticized equal 1-to-1 to Microsoft. No, because they haven't done what Microsoft has done. Microsoft has absolutely unadulteratedly fumbled the ball. I can't say Sony has done that. They deserve that criticism. I'm saying, okay, let me reframe my question. Maybe I need to ask it this way. Does Sony deserve more criticism than what they get?
Sony deserves criticism, true, because they're selling a console, and the majority of their fun games, as Nia has said, are cross-gen games. They deserve criticism for this.
I said more than what they get. We criticize them, but do we criticize them at the level they should be criticized?
It ain't over. The generation ain't over.
Man, we don't want to criticize Sony, man.
We don't want to criticize.
We don't want to criticize.
That I don't agree with. So, let me jump in. The reason why I said I don't agree with that. How many times do we want to sit up here and say, do we want to say for the rest of this year, Sony's not producing a first party game? How many podcasts do we want to have to make that the main topic? How many times do we want to do that?
Did we ever make it the main topic?
Because what happens is this. Xbox does something, and then Xbox does something dumber, and then Xbox does something even dumber, and we say, well, that's a topic. Well, then that's a topic. Oh, then that's definitely a topic. The only topic that we have right now for Sony is that they're not putting out a first party in the whole year, and we know that. We're not going to keep talking about the same issue. We know it's dry. It's going to be dry. They let you know it's going to be dry. And what we can talk about is another incident like this, where we get information, where we see that they're planning that sales are going to drop. This is the point that we have that conversation again. And then in 2 months down the line, do we again say, you know what? Sony's not putting any more first party games. We know that. We talked about that in January. How many times? The reason why, and this is what I was thinking about. If you guys have kids, and I know you guys have kids. And you have, and you have to discipline your kids. Every thing is, every kid that you have don't mess up equally as the other kid.
Oh, that's true.
There is always one kid.
I'm yelling at all of them the same way. Get your.
It is always one.
Respect the kids.
You say what, Keith?
I have no respect to kids. They all get it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you from my life experience. I got yelled at way more than my brother did. I was constantly the
Did you
one
think you got yelled at more, or did you actually get
Oh
yelled at
no,
more?
you can ask my mama and my brother and my dad. Oh, I was getting it every which way.
I see
because
why.
I was constantly in trouble.
Yep.
And so what I'm saying is, Xbox is me as a kid. Xbox is constantly doing stupid stuff and staying in trouble. Sony is making mistakes. But Xbox is so loud and stupid with theirs, my mama can't stop but to take time to keep beating me. So that's my comparison for what's going on right now. Is Xbox is continuously to be loud and stupid, and we don't have enough energy to give Sony hit their whoopings. And so we've given Sony their whoopings today. We'll give Sony their whooping when they announce that they ain't have no more first party. And when we get more bad news about Sony declining, we'll give their whoopings then. But let's not act. We are trying to say that Sony is doing wonderful, and there is nothing to criticize them on because there is absolutely times, but we ain't gonna spend time talking about the same dryness for the rest of the year. And now I digress.
Let me give an example. Hi-Fi Rush was probably one of the best games. Look at this. I'm still able to give Microsoft some slander. Hi-Fi Rush was one of the best games that they put out in a long time. And where's the studio? That's a dumb decision.
And where's the game? PlayStation.
It's on.
The Xbox knows who buy games.
I'm gonna say this. I agree with K-Bob. I agree with you that Microsoft's L's and dumbness is so loud that, like the podcast I shared with y'all when we were supposed to talk about Sony's statement around no games all 2024, we couldn't even talk about it because we watched all the video of Phil Spencer and old girl fumbling and stumbling, trying to explain away the third-party rumors. I would say this. I agree. No, Sony does not deserve near the same level of criticism that Microsoft get. I believe because they do give you unadulterated, undeniable hits, that gives them more of a pass than Microsoft. Because, yeah, we waited forever for Spider-Man 2, but it was worth the wait. We're not getting any first-party exclusives in 2024, but we got Helldivers 2. We got, I think Stellar Blade is a pretty decent offering. I don't know about Ronin. I plan on getting Stellar Blade at some point. So I concede there. My only thing is I still stand on this. We don't give them as much flack as they deserve, but that doesn't get nowhere near what Microsoft deserves and what they get. So I'll leave it at that. We don't even have to continue on that. I just wanted to bring that to the floor for some fun for them to hear us argue. Nia, you got what you've been looking for.
You got your little high pitched K-bomb. Enjoy that.
Got high pitched K-bomb now. I'm gonna take this fork out my shoulder that he unstabbed me with. But do y'all feel like, I asked this though, real talk, because I do feel like this is kind of, and Nia kind of hit on it. Do y'all feel like we should be even having this? Sony should be releasing a statement like PlayStation 5 entering the latter stages of its life cycle?
No, that was baloney.
So you think why you think they saying that? Are they trying to cover up for something? Or
They're trying to cover up. They're trying to cover up for the decline in sales that's going on, or cover up for the fact that they ain't got no exclusives coming out. It's a cover. I don't believe that at all.
Okay.
I think they're just trying to draw the attention away.
Okay, and that's kind of how I felt, that this is not sincere. But I do feel that, now I didn't find this article, but I heard that Sony is rumored. I think it's rumored that Sony may be trying to enter into the handheld market again.
Oh Lord, Sony.
That's rumored. Now I didn't bring it up because I want to go to this last one. No, y'all know that and this was absolutely clickbait. But Nintendo with the Switch has surpassed the DS in Japan. Let me pull this up. I gotta find
and how much I don't care about handhelds. The Sony fan K-Bomb has never owned a Sony handheld.
Why not?
Because I do not care about handhelds. That's when people were arguing about the Switch and it being portable and how I did not care. I do not care about handheld games. I love graphics. Give me the best graphics you can give me. I do not care about playing a handheld. That's why I have never owned a PSP. I have never owned a Vita. And that's why my statement for the Switch stands with evidence.
Okay, so you gonna cut it out with this evidence and facts. But Japan Switch has surpassed Japan. It says Switch has surpassed Nintendo DS sales, and that is in Japan. I feel like this is significant. It says the Nintendo Switch has managed to accomplish a lot of achievements in the 7 years. Man, I was in my 30s when this thing came out. In the 7 years that have passed since, is the Switch like LeBron?
Oh Lord, how did we get here?
Do y'all feel like the Switch needs to retire? Does LeBron need to retire, Keith? Anyway, he's still putting up numbers.
LeBron is still one of the best players.
Right, that's why I'm asking. Is the Switch?
No, he does not need to retire.
Switch? Is the Switch LeBron? Did I just
Switch
make an analogy that's so?
The Switch need to call it quit.
The
Switch is Jordan on the Wizards. I'm sorry.
No,
come on now.
See,
no,
LeBron,
you need to cut
LeBron need to leave now before he get a injury, or he be walking around like Chuck. You good,
bro.
Walking
around like what's his name in the middle? The Jet.
Kenny.
Kenny.
Oh my
God. LeBron too bow-legged to be like Kenny. So the Nintendo Switch has managed to accomplish a lot of achievements in the 7 years that it has passed since the hybrid console originally launched. That in turn has helped to make Nintendo software also sell in high numbers, 140. The Nintendo Switch has been very successful, and its latest achievement might be its biggest yet. You see, Famitsu has released some new sales data for the Nintendo Switch in Japan. It has now sold 32,903,889 units in the country, which means it has now surpassed the DS in sales. With this, the Switch is now Japan's #1 best-selling video game hardware. You can see a tweet relaying this news down below. So, that's interesting on many levels, especially with the announcement from Square Enix. I know sometimes we get in our Western bubble and we think that everything evolves around what's happening here, but a lot of the titles that Nintendo really need from third party are Japanese studios. And by them managing to outsell the DS and becoming the #1 selling hardware in Japan, do you feel that this is going to affect its relationship with Japanese third-party studios? That's where I was going with this. That's the question. Capcom.
One more time.
Do you feel that the Switch surpassing the DS in sales in Japan and becoming the #1 selling system ever in Japan will help the relationship gap, I'm reframing it, with third-party Japanese studios, Capcom, Namco, Square Enix, and I think ain't Square Enix Japan? Yeah, Square Enix and all those other, because I believe Nintendo needs these third parties more so than Western.
Yeah, I think so. I think a game like Resident Evil, when you brought up Capcom, you remember back on the GameCube and they had the Resident Evil 4.
Right.
I think that was huge, and I think something like that needs to be brought back to the Nintendo Switch. And I think they have an online version of Resident Evil 2. I don't know, but yeah, I think it would they can make money on the Switch, and I think we don't realize how big of a switch that this Switch has done to gaming. You know, Cherry Man was here. He'll talk about all the other handhelds that's come out, and then Microsoft is talking about coming into handheld. And there's a rumor that Sony is, and then we realize that just talking about the PS4 to PS5, the diminishing returns of how we're not getting the same jumps and leaps and bounds, but people are loving to play these handhelds and they're making money, and Nintendo is leading the way. So I think it definitely, especially over there in Japan, like you said, we get into this Western bubble and we don't see how much people commute, because they commute like crazy over there in Japan. And I think we're just seeing a switch. I hate to use that word because of the switch, but I think we're seeing a switch in a movement of gaming being pushed and led by Nintendo. And I think we're going to see. Developers don't have a choice not to put their games on the Switch, especially with the Switch 2, with the rumor power of a PS4, right? So I think it will help mend those relationships.
Okay. K-Bum, let me send a shout out to Alan Steve. Welcome to the show. Said, I've been gaming on Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Call of Duty Modern, M3, is that Modern Warfare 3?
Yes.
Okay. K-Bum, your floor.
And what's the question again?
With this, with the Switch surpassing in Japan, becoming the #1 selling system of all time in Japan over PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, DS, 3DS, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the Switch is #1 overall. Will this change how third-party Japanese studios view Nintendo with their relationships?
I would say yeah, because I think that's where a lot of the bank of Nintendo sales come from is those studios, right? Those Japanese studios. Because I know I've done many searches and looking through the that I have never in my life heard of, and some of those games I cannot pronounce. So there's definitely we do know they make bank in Japan. They do know that that is their bread and butter, and they do a great job of supporting uh, the what those gamers enjoy. The small form factor, the mobility, which a lot of the Switch One sales, we have to be completely honest, are former DS
Yeah,
who was like,
absolutely.
yeah, I get portability and a home console. Well,
It's,
yes, I will. Thank
the
you.
sales is basically
Uh,
DS and Wii U owners. That's what it is. It's the DS owners and the Wii U owners on one platform.
yeah, on one platform. So, uh, yeah, I think to Keith's point, which he said, I think they would be amiss if those um, third party companies avoided the success, especially the Japanese third party companies. If they avoided the switch too, I think that would be it would be a big miss because uh, definitely, if anything, the Eastern games sell way better on the Nintendo console than any third party Western games can do. The majority of them, a lot of the Eastern games, because they're talking directly to their audience. They definitely sell more.
Okay. I'm gonna read some of this comment. Let me see. Alan Steve said, "Oh, I read Alan Steve. He said, let me see. The poking kid. I think it will, but I feel like the unsaid thing is how are sales doing compared to mobile. Still, I see the game sales. I know it's doing consistent despite mobile popularity." Matt Jazzy 47 said yes because a Japanese company not supporting Nintendo is fatal to continue on like this. So yes, they should because it's basically stupid business not to. The poker kid said my pessimistic side wonders if the Switch is going to good and might make Switch 2 sell worse because people have some sort of Nintendo IP fatigue. I don't see that. Mean I in quotations, I mean I doubt that's true, which he doesn't really fully believe, but just thinking out loud. But I always wonder that after the Wii U. I don't think we're gonna Nintendo really had to screw things up to get a Wii U situation again. I'm not saying it's not
What
possible.
what
I'm not saying
what
it's
if they
not
call it?
possible.
What if they call it the switch? You what if? What
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's not possible. But it's
Watch, you
not. I'm
gonna have to
saying it's
go and
not
say
that
that.
it's not
See,
possible. But
Switch you.
if Nintendo just gives us another Switch with more power, I don't think it would be it have a chance to be a Wii U situation. But the name, if they say Switch U, yeah, that may be
Brother.
that may
it's a
be a
wrap.
problem. Yeah, but I do think that this is finna. Well, let me stop saying finna. I do believe this is going to change things for Nintendo because unlike the DS, the Switch actually has the power that these devs don't mind porting to. Whereas the DS, like even Capcom put Street Fighters 4 on the 3DS. Remember that, Keith? I bought my son Street Fighters for his 3DS when I bought it, and I couldn't even get it on the Wii U with the
It's
power. But
crazy.
that's huh,
Which is crazy.
which was crazy. But because the Wii U was just so badly underperforming and the DS was such a success, when they say, "Oh, we can't make these games fit," they some kind of way made that game fit. So I believe the Switch is giving these devs exactly what they want, the power scale that they desire to make the games that they want to make, they can port those games, especially Switch 2. So I do perceive that is about to be a shift with these studios, especially Eastern studios, and maybe even a few of the Western studios, but definitely Eastern studios. That's why I believe the Square Enix are making the decision that they're making. I believe you will see games like Street Fighter 6 and other Eastern games, Tekken, find their way onto Nintendo platform on the Switch 2. I think that's going to happen. And I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the support. I said that last podcast, so I ain't going to go through that again. So y'all can start saying, gotta see it to believe it. But any final thoughts on that? Reflecting, Nintendo is rejecting the Japanese market itself. It is? Oh, rejecting Nintendo. I thought that said reflecting. Okay. Rejecting Nintendo is rejecting the Japanese market itself. That's a good point. Any final thoughts on this, Keith K-Bomb?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So with that being said, was there anything we didn't touch on that y'all wanted to touch on, or are we done?
I did. I will
Okay,
throw
go
something else. So let's touch on level moving the goalposts in all of our chats. Let's touch.
We not even, hey y'all. I wish y'all could see our chat. K-Bum is the king of the narrative switch. K-Bum
This dude.
always switching the narrative. But
I don't know, man.
I digress. Keith,
Today
you
was
switched it,
interesting.
Today was interesting.
Today was interesting because it was like they don't have any exclusives. They're going to the exclusive, but they suck though.
No, that is not what I
They
said.
didn't sell.
See, this is my problem with them, man. This is what happened, y'all. Let me give y'all a little. Let me open up a little the door and let y'all get a crack through the peephole or whatever. See, what happened is I come and I ask a simple question.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Simple question.
It's never a simple question.
And the question would be like this. Like I asked, is PlayStation's and Sony's strategy with first-party titles smart? That's the question. I put the article up. Sony is refocusing all its studios to high budget AAA titles. They do not no longer want to make smaller games. They are outsourcing those games to second and third party groups. So my question is Sony and first party. Keith comes in, but they got Ronin and K-Bum comes in. They got Ronin and they got Stellar Blade and they got Helldivers 2. And third, I said their strategy with first party.
Their strategy. No, see that the whole point was, and it's not moving the goalpost. The whole point was, it's not changing the topic. You can only do that strategy. If you're going to do that strategy, you have to be able to produce with other ways if you wanted to still try to be successful.
But
with that
the
type of strategy.
question is it smart? I know what they're doing.
And we clearly said, when you asked me the question directly, I gave you a very clear answer.
Now, here's the thing, y'all. This is what y'all don't get here. It's like 100 million posts before I get to yes. It's not smart. I'm like, then Keith comes in, and then I'm like, Keith, did you read anything? So I'm at work trying to argue against two people.
It's always him against the world.
It is. It's me against you, and then Keith gaslighting, and then Keith comes in. I'm like,
Keith gaslights both sides.
He gaslighted, and then he come in. Wait a minute, Level. You move the goalpost. I'm like, what? What did I move the goalpost? See, now you say I'm like
high pitch level.
God. So I just said I'm done. I am done. I got to get work done. I can't talk to y'all anymore. I'm gonna talk to y'all on the podcast. But anyway, this is what we do all day, folks. It'll be fun.
Here it is. Final Fantasy VII. Because look, we was somebody exclusive. I was trying to look this up. It said I brought up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and like I said, they got a 92 on Metacritic. Here go Level. But did it sell? That ain't the question. That wasn't the question.
That was part of. I was retorting because K-Bum did the exact same
Oh
thing,
my goodness
and I said, "Did it sell? Is it okay?" Helldivers. If you move, okay, let me ask this. I don't want to go back to this again, but I ask this real quick.
Yes,
If you take Helldivers 2 out the equation, that's the phenomenon. Just so, if you take that out, how are we viewing Sony right now with Stellar Blade and Rise of Ronin, or the Rise of the Last Ronin, or whatever?
So if you take out the fastest selling
That just answered
PlayStation
my
game
question,
ever,
man. Just
yes, that
answered
changes the output.
That's the
In
hypothetical
your
question.
hypothetical world where you remove the fastest selling PlayStation game ever, yes, it's a different feeling.
He literally said, this is really what he said. All right, it's the NBA Finals. LeBron got one hand tied behind his back. What do you think is going to happen? What do you mean? Why are you handicapping him?
Gonna happen?
Oh my God, Keith, read all the posts that I put up there,
Oh,
man. Don't cherry pick one and don't read the other ones. But anyway, we're not
you just
doing
handicapped them. Like that's a part of what's going on. It's their legacy.
I said, and the reason I said that is I said the only reason we can overlook some of this stuff is because of Helldivers 2. And
it's because they have
Spider-Man 2.
games to play on their system.
It's because they have every
not.
year they have had a successful game that gives you the ability to overlook everything that they doing wrong.
It gives you a reason to play the system.
Right.
It's not an overlook. You're too busy enjoying the system to be sitting here in forums and arguing about the system.
With that being said, are we playing Helldivers 2 tomorrow?
I'll be on later because I gotta meet up with some friends for dinner. But yeah, I can hop on later.
All right.
Yeah,
speaking of Helldivers 2, since we talking about the phenomenon,
or should we not play it? I mean, we don't want to.
We done, Keith. We done with the argument tonight. We done. So that was the show for the night. As y'all see, we have a good time. Man, it got up pretty high. Y'all, there's a lot of folks in here. So I'm gonna let these dudes sign out, starting with K-Bum 20. Go ahead, bro.
So I did want to plug something.
Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah.
I did want to plug something, and it is it's not a competing podcast, but it is something else. So K-Bomb, which if you do check it out, you will find out my real name. I was invited on a podcast. A buddy of mine is trying to do a new series, on his brand new podcast. He's just starting up, and he's interviewing black men, or not black men, just black individuals in tech.
Black men.
And it's not just black men, it's black women as well.
African Americans.
Yeah, and he's trying to, the whole point of the series is trying to introduce the world of darky. Jeez. It's trying to introduce, this is my plug. Let me plug. The whole point is to introduce, for those who maybe haven't had experience into it or maybe knowledge into it, to expose them to the world of IT. And I was actually the second guest on his show. He just finished editing the podcast. He did put it up on the website. So I'm going to plug it. I'm going to go ahead and send it to, put it in the chat. This is the podcast that I was on. I put the link in the chat if you wanted to check it out. I would appreciate it. But you get a chance to see the actual K-Bomb 20 in real life. Just chomping it up and talking about some IT dorky, the other side of my life, which is the working side, but it's also the dorky side where I get to talk about computer automation and test automation and everything else like that. It's a pretty good watch. My homies from the podcast got a chance to check it out, so I appreciate the love from there. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. That's what I'm going to plug today, and that's me signing off.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Norris.
Yeah, man. If you
check out that podcast that K-Bone is talking about. I swear, after 2 minutes, you're gonna be ready to take some tests, some IT tests, whatever you want to do. You're gonna be ready.
Yeah, they got into it. I ain't gonna front. I
He
was
gonna
like,
get you
dang, all
right.
these terms. Like, boy, I ain't know K-Bum knew all this stuff.
Yeah,
He be cheating y'all on this podcast because that brother was talking totally. I'm like, wait a minute, where's all that growling and slang? Where's this proper talking coming from? Anyway,
when I say I'm a developer, I'm a developer. It's not a joke. I am a software developer. That is what I do. But you can't give them everything all at once.
right. Yeah, I can't let y'all see what I do. Y'all be like, level can't. No, I saw you. I can't be myself. I got to be all buttoned up. So, with that being said, Keith, you signing out?
yeah. It was a good show tonight. Yeah, we peeled back the curtains a little bit, let y'all see a little bit of the chat. Yeah, man, I really don't have much to say. Xbox, get your game up. Sony, get some more games. Nintendo, we waiting on you, and all the good stuff. June, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Anyway, good show. And to all the people, new people that was in the chat, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with us.
All right,
For sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
All right, so that was the show for tonight. Appreciate everyone that tuned in. The video game heard. Thank you for tuning in. Chariot Man, thank you for tuning in. We also had DJ Fanatic. Thank you for tuning in. Alan Steve, Matt Jazzy, the Pokin Kid. Thank you for tuning in on tonight. And everyone else that was here that made it say anything, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We try to keep this thing going. We just being ourselves. Stop hating on black protagonists in games. It's all right. It's gonna be okay. You don't have to fear us. We okay. We don't bite. Yasuke is a real person in history. And Ubisoft wants him represented. And I'm still not buying the game. So
it's still Assassin's Creed now.
Good try Assassin's Creed. Good try Ubisoft. But nah. At the origin, I just haven't cared in since. But that was the cast. Go back and watch if you came in late. Share it on your X. Like and subscribe. Be safe. K-Bum, make sure you put that link up. Go check out my boy K-Bum and Mr. Jimmy in the podcast. They doing some things over there. Great show. It was a good show. About an hour and 25, 30 minutes.
15 minutes.
Hour and 15 minutes. So with that being said, we are out. Till next time. Deuces.
We got Smash Bros.